The Immortal Soup!
Just kidding. Hey, what's up, guys, ladies and gentlemen, internet trolls? Anyways, how's it going? How you all doing today? I'm online and I got a webcam and I'm gonna rant. A nice rant, a gamer's rant. Now, here's what I have to say about gaming these days. It has nothing to do with power of the consoles or PC. You can say whatever you want. The fact is, the consoles right now are still more powerful than the consoles that were before. And those consoles were more powerful than the consoles that were before. So it's always the same thing I hear. Why aren't the games looking better? They will over time. That's how it always is, and that's how it always will be. Ever since I started reading magazines about gaming, people mailing in their letters to gaming magazines about the same issues that were posted online about, hey, that looks barely better than the games I have on my older console. Well, it will get better over time. But you know what? Who cares? Alright? Who cares? What I care about is just having games that are worth buying. And the problem I see right now with games today is they're all starting to look the same. They're all starting to look dark and bleak. And everything's always negative now. We all play just the most negative games ever. It's just life and strife on the video games. It's just strife, you know? And everybody's shaded. Your characters are shaded. Why do we have to have shady heroes? I remember growing up and where we had heroes. We had idealistic ideas of how we should be when we get older. I miss those times, you know. I'm not saying gaming makes people behave the way they do, because we've been behaving like crap since the dawn of time, I guess. But anyways, my point is, it'd be nice to just see something more artistic or more captivating, and something that just, you know, warms the spirit up, I guess, and just says, hey, we're not all that bad, and there's hope in us. I like a game to give hope, you know. Hey, that's just me. But anyways, another thing about gaming is I just feel like we're all shrinking down and being tailored, all funneling down and getting tailored to what is a successful game, and they were all playing the same game, and we're all playing a first-person shooter or some dark, horrible game. Expand like it used to be. I miss those days. Don't you? Don't you older gamers miss the days where we had diversity and variety? Sure, there was shovelware, but it was great shovelware. No. Yeah, sure there was shovelware, but there was also these gems, these diamonds in the rough. There was just this diversity of, you know, you want to be a ninja, you can play this ninja game that was fantastic, and it was cool to be this ninja. You want to be a spy, you can play this spy game. It was fantastic espionage, deep dark cover, save the day. You wanted to be a knight in shining armor, you had that knight in shining armor. And if you wanted a first-person shooter thrill, you had Unreal, which was unreal. But anyways, you had first-person shooter thrills that were fun and engaging. Then you also had the first-person RPG, like, you remember King's Quest? Or, I don't think it was King's Quest, but King's, I think. Maybe it was King's Quest. Anyways, there was an RPG first-person. There was a few of them. And then, of course, you had the RPG, the first-person shooter, and then, you know, and whatnot. There was just a lot of diversity. Or if you like puzzles, and you don't want to play a puzzle on your phone, you want a complex puzzle or a fun puzzle where you and your friends get over and you buy a bunch of pizza and soda and you get diabetes together, and you just hang out and you play this puzzle game like Puzzle Fighter. Holy crap! Why can't we have another Puzzle Fighter of next gen? I would love a puzzle fight the crap out of my friend with the VR helmet on. I'd just beat the living colors out of him. Puzzle Fighter was awesome. You don't know what I'm talking about, Puzzle Fighter, look it up. Fun game. You're like Tetris and Street Fighter and Darkstalkers all put together, and you're like putting pieces and gems and popping them, and while those are popping, you're popping your opponent on screen. It was a fun, chaotic mess, but it was fun. Alright, that's what I miss about gaming. There was a lot of fun. Like Dreamcast, Shenmue. Oh my gosh, RPG in the modern day life. Uh, you woke up. You're on a mission, on a mystery to find out who killed your dad or why they killed him or where he is, so you can get your revenge. But in order for you to do that, you gotta do some chores and whatnot, and you gotta be home at a certain time because you're a teenager. You gotta practice up on your fighting skills. You had to get a job so that you could infiltrate a certain area by the docks and get more information. And every morning you got that job, you woke up, you loved it, you went there, you got in a forklift, and you drove around and raced everybody and got little toys for winning. And you collected it. And when you were done figuring out, what people or talking to people and trying to get out more details and street fighting other people, you went to arcades and bars and you played darts or video games from Sega like Harrier and whatnot. But it was fun and engaging. And not one point in that game did it say, you had to do this or that. It was just all someone talking and telling you where to go. It didn't hold your hand. There were some somatic things where you had to push a button here or there, but it wasn't overdone. It wasn't overbearing, and this actually didn't take, but it added to the game and made it fun because it wasn't always there. And I miss those games. I miss them. Oh my gosh, if I had a 40 right now, I'd be pouring on the ground to my homies. Those games were fun. Tomb Raiders. All right, let's go with Tomb Raiders on the PS1. That had adventure and exploration and discovery. I crapped myself when I went around the corner and there was this T-Rex. I pooped. It wasn't because it was graphical and realistic at the time, but it was huge. The environment felt huge, and I could scale up the walls and climb and swan dive to my death. Yes, you can still climb on the new one, but I just feel like I'm climbing in a corridor, and it's a narrow corridor. And I got boundaries now, and I gotta do what the story tells me to do, and I don't know. It was fun at the same time. It held my hand all the way through, even though I try to get it not to hold my hand. A lot of games hold your hands. Call of Duty, the biggest hand holder. I'm not just gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna aim for you just a little bit. I'm gonna aim for you just a little bit. Which is alright. You still have to point at the people, and you still have to have skills of being quick and responsive. And also, you gotta be smart about what gear you bring into the match. Because it matters. It does. It really does. Because if you got campers, they like to just camp, and then they get all the supply packages, and they get the sentinel guns, and they just camp in the little room and have the guns going. Nothing's great than throwing an EMP in there, or even better, this is the best part. When you have people like the Worm, or someone that camps that hardcore and they're really good about it, here's the best part. Black hack the crap out of their turret. That's funny. It is funny. Or black hack the Claymore. Because then they have to sit there for a while, and if they nudge or do something, or if somebody runs in there, it blows up on them. Boom! Jihad. Even though that's not cool. But anyways, I miss games. Alright, I gotta say, those games are fun. Alright, Call of Duty's fun, Battlefield's fun. Those games are fun. I'm not saying all games are bad, but I just feel like we're being funneled into this shape. And it's because we're not buying and being diverse, because we have a majority of new gamers now that's all they care about is the specific game. And, in my opinion, a person that plays only one game all the time is casual. Nah, just kidding. It's not really casual. They're hardcore about that one game, but it just bothered me is you paid $300 for the system to play one game. One game. I have a brother-in-law. I'm like, hey, you got an Xbox 360. You ever played this game? No. Did you ever play this game? No. And these are great big games. I'm like, did you ever play Dead Space? No. Okay. How about Fable? No. Elder Scroll stuff. Elder Scroll. No. What did you play? Call of Duty? All of them? Alright. You love Call of Duty. That's cool. it would be fine if that was just the majority of people. But that is like a crap load of people. And then now companies, when they put out a game and it doesn't sell like Call of Duty sold, where you have like 30 million, all of a sudden these games are unsuccessful. Like Tomb Raider's unsuccessful. Street Fighter, they classify that unsuccessful. Tomb Raider sold over 1 million, okay, and that was unsuccessful. If you were to take games back from now, and you went back from like the PlayStation 2 era, we'll just say like around that era, or even at the beginning of Xbox 360, that was a successful game. Believe it or not, that was a successful game. It didn't have to sell 30 million in the first day. If it sold 1 million within a time frame, it was pretty good, successful. And part of it has to also do with their budgets and how much they spend on making these games. That's why sometimes I think maybe graphics being realistic, or the AIs, whatever, all this money into making something too realistic may not be always worth it. But like, I remember, why don't we just make them to be like games? Make video games feel and play like video games, not like real life. Because why are you leaving your real life to go play something else to look like real life? I play video games to escape real life and to get my stress out. I felt more better bashing in something that didn't look realistic than I do now. When I bash something that does look realistic, I'm just like, holy crap, that's kind of messed up. But when I was bashing things in, like I was playing games like the old Resident Evil, or what's that one game? I'm drawing a blank. Condemned. It didn't look realistic, okay? And I had a heyday bashing people all day. Even Half-Life with the crowbar, just smashing them. Nothing coming to thought about, hey, is there something wrong with me? It all looked fake and realistic. But now in games these days, checking out Dying Light, or doing some games like in Dead Island on the PC, so it looks it looks a lot better than the console, but that doesn't matter. Just games that look a little more realistic, and you're smashing them in, you see the parts fly out of them, and the realistic damage, and the realistic face breaking. I start to feel a little weird. Like, is this what it looks like in real life? Because the physics are getting a little more realistic here. And I don't know. I know some people like that stuff, but that makes me worry about those people. But I don't know. I just feel like I miss when games were games. I miss shooter games. Whoever, like Ikaruga. I probably said that wrong and butchered it. It's a cool game. You should check it out. It's a shooter. Basically, and it has some cool concept to it, where you either were black or white. You could switch colors on a fly. And let's say the enemy spaceships, if they were coming towards you and they were white, you could switch to black, and it would be, or you switch to white, it would be more powerful against them. Or if you switch to black, it'd be more powerful against them. However, their white bullets would harm you. But if you switched to white while they were firing at you, you would absorb their bullets, and you could build up strength power. It was cool. Basically, you would switch the what's it called? Why am I drawing a blank? It was in the top of my head what this word was. But oh my gosh, I can't remember what the name of this. Not the name, but what this is called. Who cares? If I come up with it later, I'll tell you. I'll probably wake up in the middle of my sleep and be like, yeah, that's it. My wife will be like, what the heck is wrong with you? And I'll be sleeping on the couch downstairs, playing video games. So I guess I wouldn't be sleeping. But anyways, so yeah. I miss having a little more diverse games, on my consoles and stuff. I know we still get it here. Indies here and there put out these games. But, nothing like R-Type, though. If you put out a budget and you made this grand, spanking, awesome R-Type feeling game on the console, and you treat it like a AAA, and you just give it the works of making it just feel like I'm in a spaceship, and not real. It doesn't have to be realistic, but just, I miss you, R-Type. Give me a game like R-Type. And where's my Star Fox? I would take Star Fox too. I would love some Star Fox. Flying around as Star Fox and my squad of heroes. And there is nothing bad about us. We are just heroes defending the freaking world. There's nothing jaded about my team or the people I'm defending. What is wrong with that? I know what people would be like, because it's not realistic, Dave. This world's so jaded. Your government sucks because you live in the U.S. And guess what? Everybody's government sucks. But can't you have hope for once that you would have this whole government where, hey, you guys are good people? Can't we just have hope? You know, at least in the video game, have hope. You know, I don't know if this makes sense. Maybe it's just all entertaining you. You guys want to make fun of me in the in the comments. You know, that's gonna happen. That's another thing, man. When the internet first came out and I was on board with it, the trolling for me, I trolled somebody, but I didn't like break their heart or make them feel bad about themselves. I don't know if you guys remember chat rooms, but I went in the chat room that was for Elvis is still alive, and I was trying to tell these people, no, he's not. He's dead. But the troll part was this, but that was a fact. But the troll part was this. He's dead because I beat him with the baseball bat in my yard because I caught him raping my goldfish. That was trolling. If my wife sees it, I apologize for saying this, but I'm just telling the truth of what I thought was, this was trolling back then. Now, when you see trolling, I mean, you just see some of the most hateful, ugly comments ever. And it's not the comments that's really bothering me. It's the person behind that comment of why they would say this, and they would feel like I got away with murder. That's what they feel like. I got away with something, and I hurt somebody, and I intentionally did that, and that's what I went on the internet for, and that's why I clicked on this person's video, or I went to this person's page, was just to cause suffering. That's what bothers me. Anyways, guys, give me your thoughts. I know I went nowhere with this, but this is a ramble. This is a rant. My wife is calling me. I should probably answer that before she'd be like, why didn't you answer your phone? And I love her, and you guys enjoy.